What really happened inside Tokyo Dome that night, and why did thousands of fans suddenly fall silent? Normally, when From appears on stage, the entire stadium explodes with screams, flashing lights, and thousands of phones recording every second. But this time, something very different happened inside. Instead of raising their phones, many ARMY in Japan did something that shocked fans all around the world. They simply watched. No recording, no distractions, just thousands of people completely absorbed in the moment. What did Jimin do on that stage that changed the entire atmosphere of Tokyo Dome? Today on Jikook Lover, we're diving into the mysterious moment that made global fans emotional and amazed at the same time. But before we start, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Jikook Lover so you don't miss the most viral BTS news in the ARMY world. Purple Heart, because what happened that night in Tokyo Dome might be much bigger than just a concert. Over the past few days, the name has once again dominated conversations among K-pop fans around the world. From South Korea to the United States, from Brazil to Indonesia, fans across social media platforms have been talking about one specific moment that took place inside the legendary. At first, it seemed like just another concert moment. But as more videos began circulating online, many fans started to realize that something unusual had happened that night. Concerts by Tokyo Dome have always been massive events. The stadium itself is one of Japan's most iconic venues, known for hosting some of the biggest artists and performances in the world. Whenever BTS performs there, thousands of ARMY gather not only from Japan but from many different countries. For many fans, attending a BTS concert at Tokyo Dome is a dream. On the day of the concert, the entire area surrounding the stadium was filled with excitement. Fans dressed in purple outfits, carrying light sticks, banners, and fan project signs. Many had traveled for hours, some even for days, just to be there. But despite the excitement and energy building up throughout the day, no one truly expected that one moment during the concert would eventually become a global topic among fans. When the stadium lights finally dimmed, a wave of cheers erupted across the entire venue. The opening music began to echo through the massive arena, and the members have appeared on stage one by one. As expected, the crowd went wild. Thousands of ARMY screamed with excitement, waving their light sticks and calling the members' names. However, when stepped forward toward the center of the stage, something interesting began to unfold. Some fans who attended the concert later described that moment as almost surreal. Instead of the usual chaos of phones being lifted into the air, many fans seemed to lower their devices and simply watch the stage. At first, it may not have looked like a big deal, but as more footage from the audience began to appear online, the pattern became clearer. In several fan videos, rows of ARMY could be seen standing still, eyes fixed on the stage, with very few screens visible in the air. For many international fans watching those clips, the scene was surprisingly emotional. One fan on social media commented that it felt like a reminder of what concerts used to be like before everyone started recording everything. Another fan wrote that the atmosphere looked pure and respectful, as if the audience wanted to experience the performance fully rather than through a screen. Soon, the discussion began spreading across multiple platforms. Fans from different countries started sharing their reactions, many praising Japanese ARMY for their concert etiquette. But at the same time, another question slowly began to emerge within the fandom. Why did this happen during Jimin's moment on stage? Some fans believe that it was simply the culture of concert etiquette in Japan. Japanese audiences are often known for being respectful and attentive during performances. However, others believe that the answer might be more emotional than cultural. They believe that has a unique stage presence that draws people into the moment. Many fans who attended the concert later shared personal stories about how they felt during that performance. One fan described the atmosphere as almost magical. Another said that when Jimin started singing, the entire stadium seemed to become quieter, not because people were bored or tired, but because they were completely focused. Some even said they forgot that they had their phones with them. Instead of recording the performance, they simply watched. They wanted to remember the moment through their own eyes, rather than through a screen. As these stories continued spreading online, more and more people began watching the fan-captured clips from Tokyo Dome. Within a short time, the videos gained thousands, and then millions of views. Fans who had never been to a BTS concert before said the clips made them feel emotional. Others said the moment showed something very special about the connection between BTS and ARMY. Because concerts are not just about music, they are about shared emotions. Thousands of people in the same place, feeling the same excitement, the same joy, and sometimes even the same tears. And according to many fans who were present that night, that was exactly what Tokyo Dome felt like. But as the discussion grew bigger online, speculation began to appear as well. Some fans wondered whether this moment represented something deeper. Could it be a symbol of the strong bond between BTS and their Japanese fanbase? Or was it simply a spontaneous reaction to the emotional power of Jimin's performance? Others even began to ask a more intriguing question. If one moment on stage could make thousands of people forget about their phones, what does that say about the impact of BTS as performers? In an era where almost every experience is recorded and uploaded online within seconds, seeing thousands of fans choosing to live in the moment felt surprisingly rare. And perhaps that is exactly why the moment resonated with so many people. Because it reminded fans of something important. That sometimes the most meaningful memories are not the ones saved on our phones, but the ones we carry in our hearts. Still, as more fans continue discussing the Tokyo Dome concert online, the mystery surrounding that moment remains. Was it purely the respectful culture of Japanese ARMY? Was it the emotional energy inside the stadium? As the discussion continued spreading across social media, more fans began to analyze every small detail of that night inside. Clips from different angles started appearing online, some recorded from the upper seats, others from the floor sections close to the stage. Each video seemed to show the same unusual scene: a sea of purple lights, thousands of eyes focused forward, and far fewer glowing phone screens than people were used to seeing at modern concerts. For many fans watching from home, the atmosphere felt almost surreal. In today's digital era, concerts often become giant recording sessions. People raise their phones high above their heads, trying to capture every movement, every smile, every note from their favorite artists. Sometimes the stage itself is barely visible behind a forest of screens. Yet in the clips circulating from that night, something felt different. It looked as if the audience had collectively decided that the moment was too precious to filter through a camera lens. And at the center of that moment stood. Fans who attended the concert later described the feeling in many different ways. Some said the atmosphere shifted the instant he stepped forward under the spotlight. Others explained that there was a certain calmness in the stadium that contrasted with the explosive excitement typical of large arena shows. But perhaps the most interesting part was that no one could clearly explain why it happened. One fan from Osaka, who had been sitting in the middle section of the stadium, shared her experience in a long post that later went viral. She wrote that when Jimin appeared at the center of the stage, she instinctively reached for her phone like she always did at concerts. But before she could start recording, she noticed something unusual. The people around her were not lifting their phones. Instead, they were simply watching. She said that at that moment she felt as if raising her phone might break the atmosphere. So she lowered it again and chose to experience the performance directly. Her story resonated with thousands of other fans online who admitted that they had felt the same thing while watching the videos. It wasn't just about recording or not recording. It felt like the entire stadium had entered a shared emotional space. Meanwhile, international fans who had never attended concerts in Japan began comparing this moment to their own experiences in other countries. Some said that the respectful and attentive behavior of Japanese audiences had always been known among artists worldwide. In fact, many musicians have previously spoken about how unique the concert culture in Japan can be. However, even those fans admitted that something about this particular moment felt extraordinary. Because while respectful audiences are common in Japan, the emotional reactions captured in those videos seemed to go beyond simple politeness. The expressions on fans' faces told a deeper story. Some were smiling quietly, some looked almost overwhelmed, and others appeared completely frozen, as if they were trying to absorb every second of what was happening on stage. Soon, the clips began spreading far beyond the ARMY fandom. People who were not even K-pop fans started sharing the videos, curious about why such a huge crowd would react in such a calm yet powerful way. Media pages and fan communities began discussing the moment, describing it as a rare example of how music can unite thousands of people into a single emotional experience. At the same time, many discussions returned to the stage presence of himself. For years, Jimin has been known among fans for his intense and emotional performances. Whether dancing or singing, he often conveys feelings that go beyond the lyrics of the song itself. Some fans believe that this ability is what makes his stage moments so captivating. One fan who attended multiple concerts in different countries wrote that every member of BTS has a unique way of connecting with the audience. But she said that Jimin's performances sometimes create a special kind of silence among the crowd. Not the silence of boredom, but the silence of attention. The kind of silence that appears when thousands of people feel the same emotional tension at the same time. As more fans began sharing their interpretations, the Tokyo Dome moment slowly transformed into something larger than a simple concert memory. It became a symbol of how powerful live performances can still be, even in a world where everything is recorded and uploaded instantly. Some fans even described it as a reminder of why people attend concerts in the first place. Not just to see their favorite artists, but to feel something real. To experience music together with thousands of strangers who share the same love and excitement. And in that sense, the atmosphere inside that night may have captured something rare. A moment where technology stepped back for a second and emotion took the spotlight. Yet as the story continued gaining attention online, another question slowly began appearing in fan discussions. Was this moment completely spontaneous? Or was it influenced by something that happened earlier in the concert? Some fans started analyzing the sequence of events from the show, trying to pinpoint exactly when the atmosphere changed. Others rewatched the clips multiple times, paying attention to the reactions of the crowd before and after Jimin's appearance. Interestingly, many of them reached the same conclusion. The shift seemed to happen gradually, not all at once. At first, fans were cheering loudly, waving their light sticks and recording videos like they normally would. But as the performance continued, the energy inside the stadium slowly transformed. The cheers softened, the movement slowed, and eventually, the audience appeared almost hypnotized by what was happening on stage. Of course, no one can truly know what each person inside the stadium was feeling at that exact moment. But the collective reaction captured on video suggests that something powerful was unfolding. Perhaps it was the music, perhaps it was the lighting, the choreography, the voice echoing through the massive dome. Or perhaps it was something more intangible. Something about the connection between artist and audience that cannot easily be explained. Even days after the concert ended, fans are still discussing that moment online. Some believe it will become one of the most memorable scenes in recent BTS concert history. Others say it represents the deep bond between and their Japanese fans. But there are also those who believe the moment reveals something universal about music itself. That sometimes, the most powerful performances are the ones that make people forget everything else around them. Forget their phones, forget the outside world, and simply exist within the music. As new discussions continue appearing across fan communities, one thing has become clear. The night out was not just another concert date on a tour schedule. For many fans, it felt like a reminder of why BTS became such a global phenomenon in the first place. Their ability to create moments that people remember long after the final song ends. Moments that spread across countries and languages, connecting fans who may never meet but share the same emotional memory. Still, the biggest question remains unanswered. Was the atmosphere that night created purely by chance? Or did somehow trigger a reaction that even the fans themselves didn't expect? And if one performance, inside a single stadium, could inspire such a global conversation, then what other unforgettable moments might still be waiting to happen as continues their journey across the world? Or perhaps the real mystery is even deeper than that. Could it be that what happened inside Tokyo Dome was not just a concert memory, but the beginning of a story that fans around the world are only starting to understand? Purple Heart